Then coming to yoga for immunity. So we have covered almost very important aspects of Ayurveda. Now coming to yoga for immunity, Patanjali has described 8 limbs of yoga. Those 8 limbs are also important to build our body immunity. First limb is yam. Yama is the moral code of conduct. Now, in this era, we know it includes ahimsa, satya, asteya, etc. So, non-harming any person. So, these are the code of conduct which are to be included in the society, so that the society will be healthier. Then niyam are the self purification processes, so they are the cleaning processes for the body as well as mind. Like shaucha is one of the niyam to cleanliness. Now we all know the importance of cleanliness. So cleanliness is told as the niyam. It should be strictly followed by everyone. Likewise, niyam are also for uh, our own self. Then comes asan. Asan is very important for improving immunity, because it is the integration of mind and body through physical activity or posture. So it is beneficial for both mind and body. How it helps, we will see in details. Then pranayam is the regulation of breathing. Again, it throws away the toxins. Those are generated in our mind and our body. Every day doing pranayam cleanses our body. So pranayam is very important for immunity. Then pratyahar is control over the sense organs. Now in this pandemic also, for many days hotels were closed, so we learned to have a control over our tongue or our digestion, like our senses for tasty food or outside food. Similarly, controlling all senses helps to gain the immunity, to make your mind stronger, and ultimately strong mind resides in a healthy body. So both body and mind are benefited. Then dharana, dhyan, samadhi are the aspects of mental health. Basically, they help to calm your mind. Now in this pandemic situation also, mind is very important aspect. Mental health is important as well as physical health. Both are important. Mental health, importance of mental health, almost all of us have come to know by some or other circumstances in our surroundings. Like we are seeing so many sufferings, so many problems in life. So mental health is very important. So yoga here covers physical health as well as mental health. So yoga needs to be practiced daily for being healthy. Then asana is important. Why it is important is, in asana position you have physical effects like your blood circulation, internal organ circulation increases. So physical benefits are there. And to be stable in a difficult pose itself gives you a mental strongness. So it has psychological as well as emotional benefits, and further it leads to spiritual benefits as well. So asana are very important. Then pranayam, as we said, pranayam removes away the toxins. Daily cleaning of the debris that is accumulated in the body is needed for being healthy and happy. The toxins which are generated in the body are to be thrown out, and those emotional toxins, those are also to be thrown out. That both of this is accomplished by practicing pranayam. Pranayam gives steady state of mind. It gives strong will power. It extends our life. It gives us longevity. It enhances perception. These are the important benefits. Other benefits like it increases glows the skin and increases immunity. These benefits are there. Now all of us know them. So these are further advanced benefits of pranayam. So pranayam must be practiced daily. Then meditation, again, it helps to manage the stress level is with everyone is having different kind of stress these days. To to overcome that stress, to deal with the stressful situation, meditation is very important, as it calms the mind, it removes negative emotions, it increases your creativity. You learn to focus on the positive aspects of life rather than concentrating on the negative aspects. So meditation is must. Meditation you learn slowly. It's not that suddenly you sit for meditation and you will feel relaxed. Continuity must be there. You need to practice it daily, then only you will see the benefits of meditation. But again, this is very important practice for immunity. Now we will see some of the asana which are important for building up the immunity. Very basic asana I have included here in this program, because you will be able to practice on your own. There are many. Actually, every pose, every asana should be included, or any warm up exercise, starting from warm up exercises to higher balancing asana. Every practice is beneficial for immunity, for maintaining health. But some basic asana which are easy to do, I am including them. Actually, you should start with warm-ups, that is loosening of all joints, what is called Sukshma Vyayam. Many of you must have gone through the videos of Sukshma Vyayam, the importance of Sukshma Vyayam. It is on WhatsApp groups and everywhere you can see them. So with the constraint of time, I am not giving you demonstration of Sukshma Vyayam. We will see how to do the asana and how you will be benefited from them. Aditi will demonstrate you the asana. Just let me change the settings. Yes. So Sukshma Vyayam is warm up of all exercise, all body, starting from fingers, wrist, elbows, neck, shoulders, twisting, lower body, legs, going up to your fingers. So all body parts moving. Now know here the importance of Sukshma Vyayam and all asana. We have seen the diagram of lymphatic system. So it is just like similar kind of system, just like circulatory system. But in our circulatory system, we have pump, whereas in our lymphatic system, we don't have pump. So for the free movement of lymphatic fluid, our body needs to move more. So these asana and all the dynamic exercises also are needed for the movement of lymph, that is the immunity factor, that is the immunity main component of immune system, that needs to be flowing freely in the body. So these postures help you to do that. So first we will see Pada Hastasana. For Pada Hastasana, you have to raise your hands up, stretch your body upwards, then exhale and bend forward. Try to touch your hands to your legs. Now here care must be taken that while bending you bend lower back. Again observe it once again. Inhale, come up, exhale, inhale and exhale and bend down. Here in this Padahastasana, you get a good stretch over your spleen, which is the main gland for immune system. So that gland gets activated by this forward stretch. As your stomach is under pressure, your abdominal organs are under pressure. So this is important. Now this can be done dynamically also. Observe here like this. If you are young enough, you are fit enough, you don't have vertigo or anything, This can be done dynamically like this, raising your hand up as you inhale, exhale as you bend down, slightly fast movements, inhale as you come up, exhale as you go down, inhale, come up, exhale, down. So this is dynamic Padahastasana. This will increase the flow of lymph and blood throughout the body and will help to strengthen all body muscles and your immune system. Then comes the sitting asana. Mandukasana is there. Manduk is frog. So sitting in Vajrasana position, even Vajrasana is very helpful for immunity. It helps for digestion. Now, Mandukasana, you have to take your hands in front, keep them on your lower abdomen, near your navel. Exhale and bend from your lower back. Bend forward like this and hold the position for 5 counts, 10 counts. You can go up to 30 counts. Usually each asana you should repeat for 2 to 3 times. Every time you practice, now come up and again you have to do it. So this is Mandukasana. Again, it creates pressure in the abdomen. It relieves the gases. So it is helpful for immunity. Inguinal glands are there. In the thigh region, there are glands, inguinal glands. Those are very important lymph nodes of our body. Those are stimulated by this asana. Then comes Paschimottanasana. Like in Padahastasana, we had the forward stretch. Similarly, in Paschimottanasana, we will be having forward stretch in sitting position. You have to raise the hands up, exhale and bend forward. Try to catch your fingers of legs. If you are not able to go up to the fingers, just hold wherever you can hold your legs below your knees. Pull yourself from your lower back like this. Pull yourself from lower back. Try to take your chin to the knees. Again, same reason. This will create abdominal pressure and it will help to improve your immunity. Then the last one is Pavanamuktasana, lying down asana. It should be practiced by everyone daily in the morning hours. It helps for evacuation of the bowels. So you have to raise one leg up, hold it, take it on the stomach, press it on the stomach and try to touch your chin to the knee. Similarly, to the other leg, this is Ardha Pavan Muktasana, left leg up, take it on the stomach, press it hard and chin to the knee. And then for complete Pavan Muktasana, both legs up, hold them in knees, hug them tightly and take them closer to your body. Again, this helps to relieve the wind, extra wind, Vata dosh from your body and improves the digestive fire. Digestive fire is important component for maintaining immunity. So Pavan Muktasana helps for immunity. Then we will have a look at some pranayam to be done for immunity. First is Bhasrika Pranayam. Bhasrika Pranayam is forceful inhalation and forceful exhalation. For Bhasrika Pranayam, you just need to inhale and exhale forcefully, lifting your shoulders. You can do it so that lung capacity increases. Just observe. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Observe the force she is applying. You have to do this kind of forceful inhalation and forceful exhalation as if you are cleaning the system. You are cleaning your lungs as well as you are throwing out the unwanted emotions. So this is Bhasrika. Then comes Kapalbhati. Kapalbhati is just exhalation. You have to keep exhaling from your stomach. Inhalation will be passive. Kapalbhati is a cleaning process. It cleans our body. So those who are fat or those who are obese, they should practice it daily. But those people who are weak or those who are having acidity problem, they should do it under proper guidance of yoga therapist. Kapalbhati, observe just exhalation like this. The rate of exhalation should be 1 stroke per minute. You can start practicing from 30 strokes. You can go up to 60 strokes. Don't, if you are not practicing it for years, don't try hard to go for more number. First focus that each stroke is well, then focus on the number. Okay, do it according to your capacity. Again, the principle of ahimsa should be followed while doing yoga, because you should not harm your body. So no stretch should be excessive. No stretch should be in enthusiasm. Sometimes it happens that people try to overstretch them. That must be avoided. That care must be taken while practicing yoga on yourself. If you are doing it under proper guidance, these things can be monitored by your yoga teacher. But if you are doing it on your own, always remember, don't overstretch yourself. Like today, after listening to the discussion, start doing yoga and holding Pavan Muktasan or doing Kapalbhati directly 200 rounds, then that is wrong. Slowly increase your capacity. Okay. Then comes Anulom Vilom Pranayam, that is balancing pranayam. So we have to close right nostril first. Start inhaling from left nostril for 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale from other nostril. That is from right nostril. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale from same nostril. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale from other nostril. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale from same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale from opposite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have completed here 2 rounds of Anulom Vilom. This way you can start practicing. Anulom Vilom is the balancing pranayam. It balances your right side and left side of the body, that is heat and cold of the body, as well as brain, that is emotional and physical activities of the body. So Anulom Vilom is very important for immunity. And then comes Bhramari Pranayam, which is helpful for our mental health, for gaining the stability of mind. Bhramari is the humming bee sound. You have to close your ears with thumb, 2 fingers on eyes, 1 up, 1 down. Inhale. As you exhale, try to produce humming bee sound. You can practice it 3 times minimum, so that you feel the vibrations in your head. The vibration should not be loud, and not too loud, not too like low in intensity. Moderate intensity vibrations should be practiced. So this is about yoga, what you can do for immunity. Let's go to our presentation again. So we have learned about Ayurveda, yoga, asana, importance of asana, pranayam in our practice. These are some of the benefits of asana, Bhastrika, Kapalbhati. प्राणायाम, अनुलोम विलोम प्राणायाम, भ्रामरी प्राणायाम,